downtown Indianapolis as this death investigation continues involving what happened in Boone County with a mom and a 4-year-old child. Captain Dave Burston with State Police just came out. He will give us the latest information right now here in a second. We're going to wait for some of these police vehicles to move, but let me tell you what, as we move and we reconfigure our picture, we apologize to you at home. This is what happens when you're doing live television. I can report right now, Call 6 can now confirm through law enforcement sources that inheritance money had to do in some way with the death of the woman and child up in Boone County. We're trying to get all the specifics to that. As you can imagine, in these breaking situations, we have to dig through a lot of paperwork and talk to many of our sources, but the motive may have been money in this case, in the death of a Boone County mother and child. We're going to now wait for, and I'm going to work on that part of the equation. We're trying to do two things at the same time, get more information on that. At the same time, Captain Dave Burston joins us here with Sergeant Kendall Adams is also here. This man, Lucius Hamilton, was found on the 4th floor of the Hilton downtown here at Capitol and Market, a very busy downtown. We are waiting for the other crews to arrive. The State Police wants to make sure to give one news conference with the very latest information. Again, I want to get back to what I found out just about 2 minutes or so, and that is that this motivation behind this homicide, this tragic event in Boone County, was over possibly money, inheritance money, and hopefully we'll get more information on that. We'll try to ask that of State Police Captain Dave Burston, but in the meantime, let's hear the very latest from downtown Indianapolis of the investigation. We are live, sir. Go ahead.
Everybody's ready. Okay. I appreciate everybody's patience as I'm going back up to get some more information. Please understand I'm not going to be able to answer every question that you have. I've got a little more information. The room that this occurred in was in room 401 on the 4th floor. There was an evacuation process of the floor. Only one other room had somebody in it, and they were on the far side, not in an adjacent room. The other rooms were not occupied at the time. I don't know whether they were reserved and people were not there or if they were just unoccupied. So only one person was evacuated far away from room 401. The weapon that was involved was a semi-automatic pistol. At this time, the information is that 2 shots were fired. We have no indication to believe that anything was intentionally fired at law enforcement. The circumstances that led up to the firing of the shots occurred when law enforcement officers from State Police were up at the door. There was a knock at the door. The person inside acknowledged, said yes. I said, I don't know the exact words that were exchanged, but he came under the impression that it was law enforcement, and then the 2 shots were fired. At that time, we, from the law enforcement side, we don't know the circumstances of what's happening. We are very cautious about the type of entry that is made. We determined with electronic equipment that he was in there, that he was not moving. Entry was made into the hotel with assistance from personnel from the Hilton Hotel, and it was confirmed that he was deceased. There was a single gunshot wound to the head. There was also the presence of alcohol and what appears to be prescription drugs. We can never confirm what they are. We can't assume what's written on the bottle is accurate, so that'll be part of our crime scene processing. You had also asked me about the vehicle. The vehicle has been located, and the vehicle will also be processed as part of the crime scene. That is all the information I have now. I know where the vehicle is located. We're not releasing that information.
Do you know why, sir, he came to this hotel? Do you know why he came to this hotel in downtown Indianapolis? And did he check in himself with his name?
I have no information as to why he came to the Hilton. I would not want to be. I would not want to speculate, but I think it's a reasonable assumption, since he was in the hotel, that he probably checked in himself, but I would not want to speculate on that.
You know what, Sergeant, can you speak to the fact of the team that came to the door? We saw them come out just a few moments ago in their green garb. Who was that team, and how are they trained to handle these kinds of things in a urbanized situation?
Those were members of the Indiana State Police SWAT team. Also, there were members from the U.S. Marshals that were here. There's a combined group effort, as I mentioned earlier, with multiple agencies involved, and part of making that engagement with when you have somebody that's alleged to have committed the kind of crime, a double homicide. We exercised all caution possible by evacuating the other rooms and making sure the others were not occupied.
And are you done with the crime scene?
No, we are far from finished with the crime scene. There'll be a lengthy period of time because we are doing everything by the numbers. You hear lots of people questioning what law enforcement does. They watch episodes of CSI. That condenses everything. We're in the process of getting a search warrant so that when we go in to process the scene, there is no question that we were there with legal authority to be there. Everybody has the protection of the Fourth Amendment.
Is the fourth floor off limits while the investigation continues, or will guests be allowed, or what limitations will be at the Hilton in light of this State Police Boone County investigation?
On the fourth floor, there are entry doors that close off different portions of the hotel. We have that one portion closed off. There are, I believe there are 3 rooms in that area. As far as letting other guests back on that were checked in, I don't have the answer to that question. I presume that they will probably look at giving other rooms, but I don't want to speculate on that. But the rooms on either side are not occupied, and they will remain.
You also expressed that the threat is over. The threat is now over. You also expressed sympathy for the loss of life. Can you just reiterate that message to the people in Boone County who saw a lot of law enforcement today, and of course there were 2 people that died today?
That's the biggest thing that I don't want to escape from people's thoughts. We have a 31-year-old mother and a 4-year-old child for no valid reason whatsoever were murdered. And the reason that Lou Hamilton did this, is alleged to have done this, is still going to be part of the investigation, but I don't have information on that now. But I would hope that anybody that knows the family, that knows Catherine, that knew the young boy, Raymond Peter, would be thinking of both of them. Your question?
Captain David Burston, thank you so much as he continues now to answer some other questions. Let's just bring you back, Jason, here live downtown. For those of us joining us now as we continue coverage of this breaking news situation, you just heard from Captain Dave Burston with the Indiana State Police talking about that this remains an active police investigation, that there will be some limitations on the 4th floor where they found the body of Lucius Hamilton today. The shooting apparently happened around 3 o'clock today. Police telling us at least 2 shots were fired, 1 shot to the head, apparently he killed himself in an apparent act of suicide. That police went up to the door, knocked on the door, and that once Hamilton was aware that there was police that were at the door, that he apparently shot himself. Police also found some prescription drugs and some alcohol inside the room, and of course the handgun. Still so many unanswered questions as so far as was the gun licensed and what were those prescription drugs. We'll be working on those situations, but what I could also tell you now as we now enter this hour of our coverage here in live downtown is that Call 6 has been able to confirm through law enforcement sources that inheritance money may have been the cause. Money may have been the cause for the death of Katie and Ray today there in Boone County. I'm going to keep working sources here in downtown Indianapolis, making many more phone calls to get more information and have the very latest for you. My colleague